Good morning, Fresh Fam. How's everybody doing today? Y'all recovering? I just got some Starbies. I'm not gonna lie, I ordered a apple crisp oat milk shaken espresso, but they were out, so I just got traditional oat milk shaken espresso. And then some potato chive bakes. I am behind on my videos, guys. I have them all like loaded into CapCut, and I just need to do some final editing on some of them. I just literally haven't had the time to sit down and like do the edits. Not trying to make any excuses. It's just been a very busy couple of days, and I'm actually doing things, and so I haven't had time to sit down and finish the edits, but I will. I'll get them off today. I got some time. Had a really fun night last night. There were a couple things that I didn't record, but I will tell you about. One, Game 6 of the World Series was amazing. I didn't set up my camera to get the reaction when we watched it live. I should have. It is becoming more and more clear that I need a camera that I can post up somewhere and just hit record and just let shit run, so that I'm not having to hold my phone. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger tomorrow, tomorrow, I think during the live, sometime in that space, I might pull the trigger and I'm gonna just pull the trigger and order. I just have to do a little bit more comparison on like the different cameras to see which one's the right fit for me. I'm gonna have to finance it, but I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on it. So, yeah, the guy behind me was a dick. He sped up so that I couldn't get over, and then got mad at me for getting over. Like, eat a dick. So anyway, so gonna pull the trigger on the camera. Also, we had a very difficult night with Radley last night. Not difficult in that he was being difficult, just an emotional, difficult evening with him because of his injury and because of how that affected Halloween. And I didn't really want to record all that, like I was trying to be a parent in that moment, but I'll talk more about it now. Like, because he was injured, he got it in his head that he was like, I'm not going to let this injury get the best of me. I'm not going to let it affect my Halloween. I'm still going to wear my costume. I'm still going to do everything that I planned on doing. And then that didn't end up working out, basically. Like, we didn't have a wheelchair or anything like that for him. His nanny was letting him borrow her, like, it's kind of like a wheelchair, but it's like a seat that, you can sit in, and it has wheels, but you kind of push yourself around, and you can do it forward or backwards. It's kind of like a walker, I guess. We tried to use that for him, but it just wasn't working, and then having him crutch around everywhere wasn't working, and all of the whole group was kind of leaving without him. And this isn't to shame anybody or make anybody feel bad. It's just, the kids are running around at their own pace trying to do stuff, and he couldn't keep up. And then he got really emotional, and he was like, I kind of just want to go back to the house. Like, he didn't want to, he's like, I can't keep up with anybody. He also couldn't put his costume on because he had to keep crutching everywhere. And he was like, I'm not even really having a very good experience, like, I just kind of feel like, what's the point? And I'm not gonna lie, dude, I felt really bad. I was like, dude, I will help you in whatever capacity you need help. Like, if you want me to go real slow with you, we'll go door to door and we'll go slow. I still want you to be able to have this experience. I still want you to trick or treat. I still want you to be able to go out and do what you want to do. And he was like, yeah. He was like, it's not even really a fun experience. And I was like, what if I just drive you around? Like, I get you in the car, I'll drive you around, so that way at least you can see the houses that are decorated. And you can go to some of the houses that are decorated. And he just, I don't know, he wasn't really feeling it. And then, like, I feel it, I tried to, me and his mom were both like, we can just buy you some candy, and I think he knew as much as we knew that it's not about the candy. It's more about the experience. And he was losing out on an experience. And it sucks. But I leveled with him. I'm like, look, dude, this is a shitty play, you know what I mean? Like, you got dealt a shitty hand, and you have to make a very adult, or maybe not adult, but a very mature decision. And as an 11-year-old, like, it sucks that we're having to ask you to do that. And I was like, I will support whatever it is that you want to do, but here's your hand, and you can't control what life throws at you sometimes, but you can control how you react. And I was like, here's your hand, here are your options. You have to make a decision, and ultimately you have to live with that decision. And we laid out all of his options, and he was like, I think I'm just gonna go back to the house. And I was like, all right, bro, I got you, let's do this. And like, I was just really proud of him. He made a really tough decision, and it was a very emotional situation, and he didn't want to, and he wanted to go trick-or-treating, but he was like, this is kind of pointless, and he came to that conclusion on his own. And so I took him back to the house, and we we sat there, and I just let him cry for a little while, and I told him, I was like, I'm really sorry if you felt pressure from like me or mommy. Like, I told him, I said, as parents, I feel like we feel responsible for you because you are a child. And so sometimes it feels like we're responsible for your emotions and responsible for managing them. But at the end of the day, like, I couldn't make that decision for him, and I told you, and I told him, I said, I feel like maybe we were adding pressure to like suck it up, or like, just get out there and you'll have fun, because we know, through life experience. But in that moment, he had to make that decision, and like, I'm just really proud of him, and he sucked it up, and not sucked it up, but like, no, we went and we actually felt those emotions for a little while. And I think that is huge, because I struggle with feeling my emotions. I either hide them or push them away, or sometimes like I'll cover them up with humor or whatever, which he's really good at doing as well. But in that moment, I just sat there and I hugged him and I loved on him until he felt comfortable, moving on to something. He didn't want to watch the game, so we turned on the PlayStation. His cousin has a PlayStation, and we just sat there and like played Fortnite for a little while, and then eventually all the kids started to come back, so his cousins came back, and then they sat down and started playing video games. And he got over it, and all the kids were really cool about it. Like, they all the kids, there's a lot of kids there in that family, and friends that have kids that come and visit, and they all like dipped into their bags to put candy in his bag, because they felt bad that he couldn't trick or treat, and they're like, oh man, we feel so bad. And they did that on their own too. They didn't, none of the parents were like, go give Brad candy. They just did it on their own. It was really cool. And so honestly, I think it was just a really nice but also shitty moment, but it was a good learning experience. And I made sure to tell him, like, hey dude, like, this is kind of a small dose of reality. This is something that you're gonna face in life as an adult. You're just gonna constantly have decisions that you're gonna have to make, and they're gonna be shitty. Sometimes they're gonna be shitty situations, and you're gonna feel really bad, and you only have so many options, and you're gonna have to just take those options, and it sucks sometimes, but you have to live with those decisions. And he did that, and I'm really, really proud of him. So we finished up with stuff at the house. Things were kind of dwindling down, and then Luna and Ronnie's daughter, my ex's boyfriend's daughter, wanted to go, and then also my daughter Audrey wanted to go home because she had homework to do, and she's trying to do it on her iPad, and she's like really struggling because it's very distracting there. They were like, we want to go, and I was like, yeah, it's getting late, like, let's go. So dropped them off, and then proceeded to my personal plans for the evening, which I shared a little bit about. But yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night, even though it was a shitty night. It was a good night. So we got Game 7 today. I'm looking for somewhere to do that. I'm gonna try and get into some gym time or something. I also need to take some time. Good Lord, will you move? Good grief, this guy's going the speed of smell. Anyway, gonna try and get some gym time in. I have to set up stuff for the stream, so I'm gonna have to make some time to like pull all my streaming stuff out, set it up, test it, make sure that it's running efficiently, because I think most of the day Sunday, if I don't do it today, I'm gonna do most of the day Sunday. I'm gonna have to set up and do all that. So I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting, doing all that fun stuff. And yeah, I look forward to showing you guys how my day goes. Catch you later.
Just as a quick reminder, these are my goals. Make sure to pause if you want to read them. If you have any questions, let me know. And keep in mind, these are changing. I've already talked about it on stream. I just have to sit down and make it happen.
There you go. Run it out, bud. Run it out. Good job.
Look at.
Oh. There we go. Run it out. Get there. Good job. Dude, I totally spaced this, and I got to tell you guys this crazy story that happened at the bar last night. Also, I'm really sorry that I didn't get any footage of it, but, you know, I was actually living, which is crazy. Anyways, so I went out to the bar that I work at, Goodfellas. Ooh, I should put my seatbelt on. That's why my car's beeping at me. Look at me, bad Seth. Okay, so I went out to the bar that I was working at, or that I work at. They had like a costume contest. My boy was DJing. You know, it was a good night. Everybody that I normally work with was there. It was a good night. It was solid. So I went to go support. But honestly, like, I don't know, something was off yesterday. Just the energies, vibes, everywhere I went, a whole night, even with the trick-or-treating, like, everything was just a little bit off. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just saying, you know, when the vibes are off, the vibes are off. And the vibes were off last night. So I left from there and I ended up at Polly's. And again, vibes very much off. It took me like forever to get a drink. Like, literally, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm saying more than 20 minutes. I was just standing at the bar very patiently. I wasn't, but there were drunk people that kept like cutting in front of me, and like, I didn't care that much. I was like, it is what it is. They'll get to me when they get to me, but it took me a cool minute. So anyways, there were like fights breaking out. There was a girl that was standing up on the bar, and like, not on the bar, but like standing up on a stool, like trying to get over to like tell the bartender, like, can you get me this or whatever. Like, she was just like being a belligerent. Anyway, so then the bartender yelled at her, and then she was gonna like kick her, and then she kicked her out. And then outside, after I got a drink, I'm standing there, and then the bar next door, a fight broke out, and this guy's like bleeding from his nose, and it was just a crazy night, right? But whatever, it's to be expected. You had alcohol, you have people in costumes, everybody's out. It is what it is. It's gonna happen. I was just chilling in my little corner, minding my business, chilling out. And so the end of the night comes, and everybody's, like flooding out into the streets. Like, the bar next door is like twice the size of the bar, 3 times the size of the bar that I was in. And so there's like literally just people pouring out into the streets because it's, the bars are closing. And you see people like walking down the street in Upland, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you hear like gunshots, like bat, 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 like, but it was not from the street that I was on. Like, it sounded like it was behind the buildings or whatever, but shots just ringing out, probably 15 to 20 of them. And then you see all the people that were in that direction running back towards our direction where we were coming from. And I was like, oh shit. So like, everybody that's at the bar, like, they kind of funneled back into the bar. And then shit, I got over on the wrong street. It's fine, I'll just turn here. I don't want to do something stupid. So people like were running back into their respective bars, and everybody was like, get inside. So we hear all these shots ringing out. One of the bartenders from the bar that I was at was like, oh, he was in the back, I saw him. And we were like, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, he pulled out, I don't know, she said AR-15. I don't know guns, so don't come for me. I just know she said it was a big gun. It was not a handgun. And she said he loaded it. She made the gesture like a clip, or said that she saw him load it. And then you just hear the gunshots, and I don't know if she ran in when she saw him load it. I don't know if he hit anybody or if he was shooting at anybody specifically. I don't know any details beyond what she said and what I heard. But all I know is she wasn't letting anybody go out through the back. In the front, they're like don't go out the front. So everybody's like, we're just sitting there. So I grabbed a slice of pizza. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I just sat down and just started eating a piece of pizza because I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't, people are calling the cops already, which is weird because I thought, there would be cops, like it would be more of a cop presence, but I didn't see any cops show up or hear sirens or anything. And I had been there for a little while after the shots rang out. But in any event, Paulie, the guy who actually owns the bar, went out to check to see what was going on. And out behind the bar, there's a big dumpster. And he said, well, he walks back in and he's got his hand out like this, and he's showing everybody shells. There was shells that had been collected that he had picked up off the floor right next to the dumpster where all these shots had rang out. And I don't know, guns. Again, I don't know what size bullet it was, but it looked like a longer casing with a thinner, bullet. I don't know. I don't know what kind of bullet that is. I don't know anything. I just know that, I don't know. I don't know. He had shells. That's all I know. There was shells, casings, whatever you want to call them, and he had them in his hand. He had probably 10 or 15 of them in his hand. So we were like, that's cool. And then I was like eating my pizza, and then they were like, all right, it's all clear, and then I went home. So uneventful ending, I guess. I was like, well, whatever. I don't know. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything. I'm not a cop. I'm not bulletproof. So anyways, just wanted to share that. So if you guys hear about anything that happened in downtown Upland, that's probably what it was. But as far as I know, nobody got hurt. I didn't hear of anybody that got shot. If anything, maybe there's some damage, to property or whatever, but I didn't hear of anything beyond that. So, yeah, just wanted to share that. Doing some breakfast. Luna's making pancakes. Got sausage. Some tater tots are in there. Gonna make some breakfast burritos. Got some tortillas. Some cheese. You go.
About now.
Wait.
It was 672.
6, 7. Ah! So I had a good day with the kids. Made some food, hung out, had a good time. It was a really good day. I took care of the dogs, dropped off some stuff at the house. Now I'm charging. I just plugged in. And I'm about to go pick something up because I'm going to my cousin's house. My cousin's probably one of the biggest Dodgers fans I know. He was at the game where Freeman hit the walk-off. And he couldn't afford to go this year. Oh no, I think he did go one of the games this season or during the World Series, but it was a couple of the earlier games. So anyways, we're going to his house. So I'm going to my favorite my favorite spot right here. Wait, what? Oh, Jigger. That's what it says. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab something real quick.
I don't know what I was
He's gonna pitch outside. He's gonna give him the swing.
right there.
Let's go! Let's go!
And no, Johnny's up. Here we go.
Let's go!
Here we go.
Yes, get out!
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Otani.
Let's go, Donnie.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. You're good at this. This is you right
Send
here.
him looking.
0-2 pitch.
Oh my God! Oh,
Oh my god.
dude.
Back to back World
Anybody.
Series.
Monkey.
Anybody.
Hell yeah.
Anybody who wants to talk
Hey,
shit.
guys,